Justice is still justice, even if it takes 30 years. Tonight, for our closing arguments, we're talking about Ghosts of Mississippi.
And now, our feature presentation.
Fussy, who hired this crew?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
Show me the money! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Baby, you are so money and you don't even know it.
Yeah, I thought this was good.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
He's back. There he is. Welcome in, everybody, to 52/1996, a live movie conversation podcast where we take a look back 30 years and dig into the films of 1996, one movie at a time. I am your host, Cody, and this week I'm joined once again. We had a little sandwich this month. Stephen at the beginning of the month and Ryan in between, and then we brought Stephen back as we break down the film Ghosts of Mississippi. If this is your first time joining us, welcome in. We're happy to have you. The idea is pretty simple. Every week for 52 weeks, every year, we revisit a different movie released 30 years ago. It's 2026, so we're talking about the films of 1996, and we're talking about these movies and their standout performances, maybe some trivia if there's any that is fun, or if this is even a good movie and survives a modern watch in the year of our Lord 2026. And like I said earlier, we've been celebrating some films with our theme, I'll See You in Court, which are spotlighting courtroom movies from the year 1996, which is a very hot genre of movie in the 90s, especially with the rise of Grisham and everything. I've brought that up a few times, but we've seen a lot of courtroom dramas and some courtroom comedies this month, but we're talking about a different one entirely. But before we get into the details of our movie of the week, let's talk to Stephen. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, as per usual. Just doing good. Just having a good time. You've been watching. I know you've been watching a lot of movies. We'll get to those at the end of the episode. But is this your first time watching Ghosts of Mississippi?
Yeah, never heard of it. Completely missed me. I don't know how. So good, captivating. Yeah, first time hearing about it, first time watching it, and it was. I feel like we touched base earlier this week, and I have a feeling we'll be on the same page today.
Yeah. I get that vibe. Even Ryan teed it up for me last week whenever he was signing off. He was like, already watched Ghosts of Mississippi, and so
yikes.
Yikes, big yikes from that. I had never seen this movie either, never heard of it. Honestly, I had heard of it. The college that we used to go to, the reporter in this movie, Jerry Mitchell, actually went to the same college that we went to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he spoke at our college like once while I was there. So
interesting.
I remember, but I always got this movie confused with another movie that has Mississippi in the title, which I think is probably a better movie, which is Mississippi Burning.
Gotcha.
Which gets kind of referenced. Again, this is all throughout the civil rights period in the 60s. And some of that stuff gets a little bit muddied. There's a lot of assassinations that happen in the 60s. So this is just one of the many topics that have been covered. I'm surprised that this hasn't been covered again because of how this one happened. So
yeah.
I feel like there's good stuff here, a good potential for a movie or a series on civil rights in the 60s. There's maybe even like a Netflix television series. This could be one whole episode about the but yeah, we'll get into it. Let's go ahead. Let's just talk. Let's not keep the people waiting. I'm sure they're super excited. Let's talk about this a little bit more as we get into our category. So the title of the movie is Ghosts of Mississippi. It was released December 20th, 1996, directed by Rob Reiner, who sadly passed away this past year, who has made, bangers of movies. I mean,
Great
Rob
movie.
Reiner is one of the greatest to ever do it. Some of the best movies. One of my favorite movies, Princess Bride, is in there somewhere. And this is Spinal Tap, Misery. He went on a freaking run for a while. And then he kind of ran right into a brick wall. We've covered another Rob Reiner movie on here called North, which was a personal favorite of mine growing up, but is widely considered one of the worst movies of all time. Roger Ebert hates that movie. And then he came out with this, Ghosts of Mississippi, hopefully in a return to form. And unfortunately, for me anyway, I do not think it was a return to form. But I think Roger kind of liked this movie. He's okay on it. But this movie was written by Lewis Kulick. It is based on a real life trial and crime that happened. Big cast in this movie. Huge cast. A lot of people in here. So bear with me as I go through these names. There's a lot of them. Alec Baldwin is our main character here as Bobby DeLauder. Whoopi Goldberg here as Merle Evers. James Woods as Byron Della Beckwith. Diane Ladd as Dixie's mother, Dixie is Bobby's first wife in this. So she's here. Bonnie Bartlett as Billy DeLauder. That's Bobby's mom. Bill Cobbs as Charles Evers. William H. Macy in here, just kind of here doing his thing as Charlie Crisco. Virginia Madsen as Dixie DeLauder, Bobby's first wife. Susanna Thompson as Peggy Lloyd, Bobby's second wife. Craig T. Nelson in here, Mr. Incredible himself, as Ed Peters. Brock Peters as Walter Williams. James Pickens Jr. as Medgar Evers. We've got a man playing himself, Benny Bennett, as Benny Bennett, who is not an actor, and you can tell a lot in this movie. Terry Harden as Barney DeLauder, which is Bobby's father. Jerry Levine as Jerry Mitchell, who I mentioned at the top. Margot Martindale, love her, as Clara Mayfield. She's just a secretary, but she's got some great parts in this movie. Terry O'Quinn as Judge Hilburn. Lucas Black, who a lot of people probably know either from Tokyo Drift or from Flash, the Disney movie of the week. Alexa Vega, probably most famous. She's Bobby's daughter in this. This is probably one of her first films. She was in Spy Kids, if you all know that. And then Daryl Evers and James Van Evers played themselves in this movie. Those are Medgar Evers' children. So just a snapshot. A lot of people in this movie, and I'm sure we'll talk about some of them. The synopsis for this movie, in case you didn't get a chance to watch it, in this film, based on actual events, Black activist Medgar Evers is murdered in 1963, and much of the evidence points to white supremacist Byron Della Beckwith. However, after 2 trials, Della Beckwith is acquitted twice by a jury. He's not acquitted. This is a mistrial, so that is wrong. Now, decades later, in 1989, Evers' widow Merle thinks she has evidence to finally convict him, but no lawyer will touch the case except for the young and brash Bobby DeLauder. Now, this movie was made for $36 million and only had a box office return of $13.3 million. So, bomb.
Yikes.
Yeah. Not well liked. Rotten Tomatoes has this at a 42%. IMDb and Letterboxd are a little bit more forgiving. IMDb has this at 6.7 out of 10. Letterboxd has this at a 3.2 out of 5. Like I said at the top of this, there's a lot of middle of the road reviews here. Roger Ebert gave it 2.5 stars out of 4. He said it's a moving story, but it's not particularly compelling because it plays like a TV docudrama and doesn't generate the emotional intensity of such similar films as Mississippi Burning and A Time to Kill. And he says maybe it focuses on the wrong characters.
Yeah.
Yup. Yup. Nell Minow, though, she said strong performances, but just another movie about civil rights issues that pays too much attention to the white characters. So everybody's kind of in agreement about this movie.
Yeah.
But surprisingly enough, this movie was nominated for 2 Academy Awards. Best Supporting Actor for James Woods' portrayal of Byron Della Beckwith, and Best Makeup for the old age makeup of Byron Della Beckwith. So everything surrounding him, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. But let's get into it. Let's talk about get into our categories and talk about some of the very few, I'm sure, but best scenes of this movie.
Yeah. I think it really sets the tone for the movie. Just in black screen, white font. This story is true.
I love that though. Like, I wish, like, it should. Man,
Yeah,
I'm glad you
has
brought
to
that
be-
up.
That has to be mentioned because it's like, shit. I was hoping this would, like getting into the subject matter. There's definitely some white guilt watching a movie like this, and so just knowing we're getting into civil rights stuff. Start with this story is true is like, oh man, that's gonna make it hurt even more.
Yeah.
It's not, even the fiction and based on a true story can be rough, but getting like, when you see something like that, it's gonna be even before I started reading about the movie and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's some accountability to it being based in fact.
Yeah. And I do think that this movie is pretty accurate to what is on the screen. We're not getting a ton of like fictional, obviously dialogue is probably fictionalized, and I'm sure a lot of Bobby DeLauder's troubles and how he came to take this case are a little bit fictionalized, but for the most part, it's pretty true to fact. Sadly, I do think that if you're going to come out and you're not going to say based on a true story, or you're not going to say, so like there are different ways that they phrase that. I feel like this movie needs to be way better if you're going to give me this is true, like just.
This is a true story.
This is a true story, word for word. Like, you better give it to me good. And
they do at the very beginning.
At the very beginning, like, yeah.
This is a true story. Assassination.
Yeah. And they don't let you. One thing I do admire is this is never a movie about who did it. We know from the very beginning of this movie, the bad guy is James Woods, Byron Della Beckwith. They show him shooting Medgar Evers, and there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Like, he is the guy that did it. And they don't ever like toy around with that. They want you to know who the bad guy is.
Yeah, I think I think where my criticism begins. I think there maybe is a better movie. We see him get out of the car, we see him walk into the woods with a gun, and we see the guy get killed. Yeah, we see the guy get assassinated. Do we need to see that it's him for this to be the movie that it is? Yes, but I think maybe there's a better movie somewhere where we don't know for sure that it's him, and it could be just one of his nitwit affiliates,
I like that. I did not think about that, but like, I agree with you. I think there's a better movie in the mystery of the murder, and
because then it puts us more of in the jury seat at the very end where we don't know, but we fucking hate this guy.
Yeah.
Which I thought could have been like, that's where a better movie is now you're in the jury seat. You don't know that he did it. He's a vile person, obviously. So what do you, what vote do you put in?
Yeah. And it's, I think about the movies that we've already watched this month. We have watched A Time to Kill. We've watched Larry Flint, but that one kind of doesn't really count in this case. But A Time to Kill and Primal Fear, both, we're learning as we're going through this movie. Even a movie in modern times I'm trying to think what the movie is. Killers of the Flower Moon, which is a very long 3.5 hour movie about similar, things happening, murders happening against indigenous people, and slowly we are learning through that. Like, we know a bad thing happened, but we're getting these bits and pieces as we go through. And just like in the movies that you and I covered, Primal Fear, we, like, up to the last minute, we were like, he did it, he didn't do it. Who did it? Was it this multiple personality situation? With this movie, you don't get that. And I do think that you're playing to your point. Like, I do think that makes a less interesting movie.
Yeah. I thought that was an interesting choice from the get-go. But it also, to me, I think leaving out the certainty that he did it makes a better movie. But that's not what he was trying to do. This is about injustice. It wasn't about making a great movie. It was about, like, I feel like like we started with, like, oh gosh, this terrible thing happened. I'm gonna make a movie to show how, but then I'm gonna focus on this white guy the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, talk about trying to do the right thing the wrong way.
Yeah. And that's a common 90s thing. I know we've had many conversations about it on here, off camera, all the things where, it's that 90s color blindness that you and I were taught when we were in school, like, a part of that. And then us kind of, like, making up for it by hey, we're good people too. And Hollywood still does it. It's not, it is not exclusive to the 90s. Even Best Picture winners are still doing this whole, hey, I'm a white guy and I'm not so bad. Right, guys?
I'm not one of the bad ones.
I'm not one of the bad ones.
Yeah.
Like Green Book, which is a Best Picture winner. I've never actually seen Green Book, but it gets a lot of hate because of the white guilt. The Help is another famous one that is very much like white guilt and white saviors. It's still very much out there, and I feel like it's almost as easy as, like, people making horror movies. They're like, I can make these two type of movies real easy: white savior and horror movies. I can do those.
Oh yeah.
Just got to make people feel good about themselves. And this one didn't work. This one didn't work for me.
We're not all bad.
We're not all bad. There's good on both sides. So this is a true story. Leads into the murder that we're talking about. And then things happen super quick. And, like, I don't have another scene until much later in this movie. But everything happens very quickly in this, like, segment, 10, 15 minutes. Like, we get the murder, and then we get, like, Byron De La Beckwith's on trial, and basically everything's stacked up against him, and yet he still gets another, he gets, not acquitted, but mistrial, and then we see another mistrial, and we see that the Mississippi's corrupt. It's a bunch of good old boys, and they're looking after their own. They really don't care about Medgar Evers at all and think that he's a bad person. So there's really no justice there.
Man, the governor's shaking hands with him during the trial, like, while she's on the stand.
Is bad.
Dude, that would make me murder somebody.
Yeah.
If I was, like, trying to get justice for my loved one, and the murderer is just, like, shaking hands with the governor while I'm on the stand. Yeah, I become Dexter really fast.
Oh yeah. That would be the I'm seeing red kind of thing. I'd be Samuel Jackson in A Time to Kill. Like, it's over, buddy. No, I kind of think there's an interesting movie just kind of playing this out with you and say, like, not know it, but, like, seeing maybe the two trials going on at the same time. And, like, going back and forth that way might make for an interesting trial, and make for an interesting movie, and seeing the big differences in today and, then in the 60s. So I think there is an interesting movie here, because this is a very important thing in our country, and to actually go after people that did bad things, even if it is 30 years later.
And I think there's a lot of value in Act 1 of this movie, because we've come, the message of this movie is still relevant today for sure. We have, as a society, most people have come a long way from this era. And So it takes that amount of time to like settle back into the and I feel like that's what act one of this movie is like remember how bad it was.
Yeah.
Is that like a man could obviously have killed this guy. They found the gun, they found the bullets, the serial number matched. He's been bragging, he's racist, like he's a Klansman, but he's shaking hands with the governor while the witness, like while the victim's family is on the stand. So I feel like that's what that scene is about. The assassination is brutal. And so then we meet, I feel like we're getting introduced to the culture of the time.
Yeah. And Mississippi doesn't need to, get beat up on because everybody already knows this about Mississippi. Yeah. Mississippi is one of the states that you still hear about today having segregated things still in place. Like, this is not news. So I don't know. Like, Mississippi sucks, but
I did have the like a lot of times when I'm doing my scenes, I have the honorable mentions along the way, and that's just Bobby and Merle meeting.
mm-hmm.
I think he's on the side of everybody else. Of like that's where the story really begins, right? Is this story doesn't exist without that transition of him seeing her conviction and even her like calmness. It's like I'm used to this. I'm used to a bunch of white people telling me they can't do anything about it. So she doesn't even get upset, and I think that's what stirs him to bring him to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
That it's worth pursuing.
Yeah. And there are parts in this, and we'll get to it on our WTF moments, that kind of still make me angry about Bobby as a character and his motivation behind taking this case, which I think we get like really mixed, confusing messages on throughout the whole movie. Like, I felt like, I don't know. I feel like in A Time to Kill, we got it. Like this was Matthew McConaughey's motivation the whole time. And this,
well,
I don't know.
Even in Primal Fear with Richard Gere, like I feel like there's an underbelly in this movie of like that's not mentioned at all. Of kind of that's what he wants to. He wants to do the right thing and be the white savior, so he can. Richard Gere was trying to get on the front of magazines. I don't think that that's absent here. It's just not portrayed.
Right. Yeah. And I think if you look into like Bobby DeLauder's life and you look at his Wikipedia, look at any history about him, like he had goals. And what were the goals? To become, he wanted to become a judge in Jackson, and he wanted to get, further his career. He didn't hit any of those things. He's been disbarred. Spoiler alert.
Did he end up going to prison himself?
Yes, he did. Which is, I mean, it's not as sexy of a conviction as you would think, but like, yeah, it's kind of funny that this guy ended up going to jail later down the line. So, what do you have next? Because I do feel like I might not have anything for a little bit.
So I had them meeting each other, and then I do go quite a while after those two. What's your next one?
When he finds the gun, that is like my next like biggest scene.
Yeah, that's my next one. Other than I jump ahead pretty quick after that.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, we have watched we've watched these these courtroom dramas, and there's an investigation the whole time. And we see a lot more of that. I feel like they are very lazy in this movie, and we just get a lot of like feeling scenes about like race and Mississippi, and we don't really get into the nitty gritty of them working with Jerry Mitchell to get more information. Like, I think he's pretty I think he loses a little bit in this because they see Jerry Mitchell as this this reporter that's just hanging around. But I think he was kind of like big for their case. And I think there's a lot more like investigation that they had to do to, get this trial ready. And I don't think we get good enough scenes in this movie. We don't get a lot of courtroom stuff, honestly.
Yeah, I think that the pacing's weird. Like the way time passes, you only know because somebody mentions that it's like starts out as 25 years, and she's been waiting on justice for 25 years, and then it's 27 years, and then it's 28 years. Like that's the only reason you know time is passing at the rate that is being presented, which is really strange. Like just years go by between scenes, and there's like no mention of it besides saying like, "Oh yeah, it's been 26 years now, 27 years now,
30.
yeah, 30 years now." And the I just think there's a lot better movie in the like the consistency of calling every Friday and having no news. What
Yeah.
does he call like two? We get to see him call like 2 times with no news. It's like that's not
yeah.
bad.
And one of those times he's deliberately hiding something from her about the
Yeah.
gun and finding the gun. It's like so weird. And like,
Which I thought that I was like, I just don't understand why. Like, I get the concept that he's afraid she would leak it to the news. But it's like, why would she? Why would she?
why would she do
She's
that?
been waiting on you. That you're a golden ticket to possibility here. Why would she ruin it? I just a lot of this movie didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like I get what it was trying to do,
Yeah.
but it felt more like TV, like 90s TV quality. Like I didn't read that Ebert review, and I have as like one of my comments is like it felt like courtroom TV or like
Yeah.
Law
like
and
Law and Order,
type
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, where it was like this is not movie level in a sense.
And it's
So,
I don't know. I don't know if this is probably going a little too far into it, our discussion or anything, but like I don't know if Alec Baldwin has been ruined for me as like because of like 30 Rock and stuff.
oh yeah, he's Jack Donaghy forever.
And like I love Alec Baldwin in like Beetlejuice. I think he's very funny in Beetlejuice. And I've seen him in a couple other movies that I was like, yeah, you're fine. But like seeing him try and be this serious actor, and there's a huge difference between him and Matthew McConaughey. I'm gonna keep comparing. Like Matthew McConaughey, I was like, okay, there's a great actor in there who took like a detour in his career to make these like rom-com movies, and then I see Alec Baldwin, I'm like, dude, you are not the right person for this movie at all. Whatever southern accent you're doing, whatever thing you're going for, it's not believable. And I just think you're Jack Donaghy, and there's like some ulterior motive here for you.
Yeah, I mean, a few other things that I wrote down along the way is like, oh no, you're shitty. You're gonna lose your shitty marriage.
Yeah, to a racist.
Oh no, your racist wife left.
And abandoned your children too.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about
your
it.
wife abandoned your children. No wonder they talk that way.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's why like the white savior, like Blindside or not, what is it?
Yeah.
Is it, yeah, the white savior at least should have to be a savior. Oh no, your racist wife left. Oh no, your boss is still prosecuting the case with you. Like the one I thought Coach was not going.
Yeah, Coach.
I thought Coach was anti-case, and now he's in the courtroom with
Now he's
you,
with you,
fighting the
yeah.
case. Like none of it made sense,
It
Cody.
did not. No, it did not.
And that's why like best scenes are tough. Like really quick, you know, my next scene is James Wood. James Woods, like we get him boasting and stuff. We get our first. He's in so little of the movie, but yeah, I think there's an argument for him being one of the better performances in the movie because he is so hateable. Because we get that early, and then it's mostly Bobby and Merle like going back and forth, him looking for evidence, him going to get the gun. We don't get a lot of James, and then we finally get him, and that's my next scene where he comes back into the picture, and it's just old and saying the N-word a lot.
Just free, like that is one thing. It feels almost too natural for James Woods to be unleashing that N-word.
Yeah, there was some like interview stuff where he was like, "That's the way you had to do it," like kind of like the argument for, I guess, would be like Leo, in Django, is like you can't say it with hesitation or it's not. And poof, that will always be. I think I counted like 18 or 19 times in this movie that it was said.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've seen a movie that was just like especially a PG-13. That's something I wanted to ask you. That's my big question. Is you think that they made a movie where the N-word, the racial slur of the N-word was used that many times that it would be rated R?
I mean, I imagine it would be now.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. Is like a movie like that would not be rated PG-13. That shows a dude getting murdered opening scene, like a very bloody.
Oh yeah,
the blood coming out of his mouth. I mean, he's soaked. But yeah, I felt like that was
it is one of those things
rating.
though. This is a good topic though. This is one of those things where you're like, do I want to make this movie? And this is a movie. Okay, one, let's just get this out of the way. You can make this movie way better. Two, do you want to rate this movie a PG-13 or an R and leave in those racial slurs because you want our youth to see something like this and understand the evil and understand the hate behind those words? Or do you want to make it a rated R and then limit a little bit of showing this to teenagers essentially?
Exactly.
I don't think teenagers are going to see Ghost of Mississippi in the theaters. I'm just going to say that too.
But at the time when it was coming out in 96, I don't think 13, 14, 15-year-olds should be hearing language like that because they're just going to go to school and repeat it. And there's like the kids saying it.
Oh, yeah.
In this movie. I mean, James Woods' use of it is definitely willy-nilly and feels what makes him so hateable. And that's why he has to be mentioned. It's like him coming back into the picture as an old man and being so cocky and bragging, to the point that it comes back to haunt him. But yeah, his performance is I'd be interested to know how many minutes he's in the movie.
Yeah.
Because his performance is heinous in that brief amount of time.
It's like Hannibal Lecter, man. The best character in Silence of the Lambs is Hannibal Lecter, and he's in it like 10 minutes tops. It's crazy. Yeah. So my next scene actually involves James Woods, Byron Della Beckwith, and my scene that I have is the bathroom scene. It's very short, and it's during the trial. I don't know if you have anything pre-trial.
I've got one more before the trial.
What's that?
That's Bobby going to visit Medgar's brother, Charlie.
Oh yeah, I like that. Is a good scene,
dude. I love that scene. I think that's my favorite scene in the movie.
That is a good scene.
I wrote down the guy's name, Bill Cobbs.
Bill Cobbs, yeah.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, talk about another brief presence in the movie that I really enjoyed.
And it is good because like one of the I felt like truest emotions or most honest emotions in the film comes from this character played by Bill Cobbs of Medgar Evers' brother, who's like, you're not going to get me in the courtroom. You're not like, I'm not rehashing this thing because I hate them. They're like, I will kill them kind of thing. Like you don't want me near there. And I put that part of my past behind and I'm moving forward kind of thing. He's like, I hope for justice. I hope for all these things. I'm not like, and you get all that emotion in this very brief scene that we get. Yeah. Bill Cobbs is amazing in this.
Yeah.
Not our only Bill Cobbs movie of the year. We've got one later down the line. It's a more fun role.
I saw that.
So, no, he's great. This is a good scene. Anything else you want to Anything else in the scene?
Now the next thing I've got is the trial, which I've notated is what have I got written down here?
Bad.
Boring as fuck.
Yes, it is. This is the
Jesus.
worst of.
Yeah, I really. My next scene is his closing argument.
Yeah. So I have that bathroom scene, which is, I think, a great scene for James Woods and Alec Baldwin. Basically, James Woods goes in the bathroom and he's like, "Why are you defending this guy?" Or why? Like, it's not a big deal. And then Alec Baldwin.
How do they make you hate your own kind?
Yeah. How do they make you hate your own kind? It's basically where James Woods is like, "I'm invincible. I killed this guy." He's like, and Alec Baldwin even questions. He's like, "Are you admitting to me that you killed?" He's like, "Does it matter? I'm gonna win."
That's a good one. I'm glad you wrote that one down. I didn't mean to write it down, but that's a good scene that I didn't write down.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
it's so brief too. It is very, like that Bill Cobb scene, very brief, because that's all you get good in this movie, as brief scenes.
Oh yeah, from pretty much all the side characters too.
Yeah, my side character is one of my favorite characters in the movie. So
Yep.
yeah, so I really enjoyed that bathroom scene where he admits guilt and just basically thinks that he's, invincible and he's not going to get convicted because, this is Mississippi and we treat our own, with kindness, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. He's not. But then we get to the closing arguments.
Mm-hmm. I do, it's worth mentioning his kind of like friend back and forth with the cop who's obviously lying for delay.
Delay.
That's what I was trying to think of. Delay, who's obviously lying for him. I love the back and forth, like of if we were friends, I would hope you wouldn't let me sit in jail for 8 months before you told them my alibi.
Yeah.
That's worth mentioning as a highlight. And then his closing argument. It's really interesting coming from a perspective of being thrown into jury duty 3 times this month. Because I would say in the closing arguments, what I really struggle with is that the defense is right. Like what they say is reasonable doubt. And what he presents is like this emotional closing argument of like, you got to do the right thing. When it's like, that's not what court is about. It's about, did they prove that he's not innocent? Are you going to be able to go to bed tonight and not worry about what you said in court? That's what reasonable doubt is.
Yeah.
And they didn't. And so that's why it's, my fourth scene is because it's like, it's not listed because it's one of the best scenes. It's listed because it's, the defense should have won with a fair and impartial jury.
Which is the part where about this movie when I'm saying, if you're going to tell me this is a true story, don't give me that fictionalized part of this, because for that very reason, like we know, and we're not stupid. The viewer is not an idiot. We know that reasonable doubt has to be there. And what you showed us looks like a failed trial, and you are basing base your decision on emotion, and that's not how court works. I don't care if it's compelling. I don't care that's not how court works. And if you would have told me we presented the exact same trial that they did in 1963, and we just had a better jury this time that actually, wasn't a bunch of white men on the jury.
That was another thing. I feel like there was like they said the race of the jury. It's like, how can you have a fair and impartial jury when there are more black people on the jury than there are white people? you know, like I think there were 8 and 4 is what they said. There
Yeah.
were 8 black people on the final trial, and it's like that's what me and the guy discussed at jury duty selection. Is like, can you really, in a race case like this, that is racial, political, can you go into a courtroom and have no bias? Especially if that guy's talking the way, you know, like they're showing videos of him talking the way he, uh, yeah,
It,
I don't know that there's any fair trial in that situation because he's such a villain.
yeah.
How are we not biased against Jafar?
Yeah. It is. And I think this is another thing that Time to Kill does so much better, and that's a fictional movie. It's like they go through the jury process and they show, oh no, the odds are stacked against us. We don't have a fair like jury that we think, and it still ends up getting the outcome that they want. And with this one, like there's some drama to draw up here, like.
Yeah.
And again, stop making this movie about the trial and make it about Myrlie Evers and her journey to, you know, get justice for her husband's murder. Like, make it the whole thing. Yeah, AI bots on the jury, definitely.
Yeah. I want Claude. I want Gemini.
I don't want any of those. If I'm on trial and an AI bot is on the jury, just send me to the chair. Just give me it.
I don't know. That's why you got to be nice to them now, so that when you are on trial, that they'll be.
I'm like 50-50. Sometimes she doesn't hear me, and I get very emotional. I can't say her name because she's right there. She's looking at me, man. I don't want to give her any room. I don't want to give her any room to breathe. With that, so so they we get to the trial, we get through the closing arguments. The jury, I guess, decides because they don't have brains, they're only working with emotions here, that Byron Della Beckwith is guilty of the crimes that he committed, even though there's tons of factual evidence that points to it. We couldn't have just said all of those things that prove that this man is bad. We had to dramatize it a little bit for the movie. So he gets found guilty. He has and that's pretty much the end of the movie.
Yeah, my last scene is the verdict, because I do think Whoopi's has a good performance at the end. No,
no. Yeah, you were. Yeah, like there's a part of that I have on my WTF.
A part of the end.
Yes, a part of the end where I'm like, what was that? Why did we do that? But I agree. Like up until that point, yes, I agree.
Yeah. Her little speech at the end made me emotional.
Yeah,
because it's like I think that was when I finally tapped into like, man, this was a real woman, and you know, that
president of the NAACP as well.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the end of the movie.
End of the movie. Who was your favorite character, or is there a scene stealer, or it could be both?
I got my scene stealer as the Charlies. Because Charlie Crisco is William H. Macy's character.
I love him.
Oh man, he makes the movie so good for a second with when he's in it.
And it's that investigation stuff that's so interesting. Like we get Charlie Crisco, and he is the investigator for the prosecution, and he's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, and then I got Charlie Edwards, who was Bill Cobbs, because even at the end, when he's standing outside, just like, he didn't even say anything. I don't think. He just nods his head and gets in his car. I'm like, I think that the reason I like that is because he's Big Brother. And that's like, that's easy for me.
Yeah.
To relate to. So
I wouldn't know why that's easy for you.
Yeah. Me neither. I mean, I do like, I think, the story of Myrlie. My favorite character is Myrlie, because, man, that's a long time to persist, brother.
Yeah,
that's
and be remarried and everything. Like,
man, I don't get a job and I almost kill myself. Like 25 years of persistence. Like, come on.
Yeah. And that's where the better movie lies, is on Merle
Yeah.
Evers. Let's
Yeah,
make
and
a whole
even
movie about
Medgar.
her. Yeah.
I think there's room for more Medgar. You don't have to kill him opening scene. Or if you are, there's more showing what he did in his life through Merle.
Mm-hmm. Quotes that stick out to you. Any lines from this movie that you really liked?
I like the use of I don't know if I'm going to heaven or hell, but I'm going from Jackson.
Oh, that's fun. That's a good one.
I like it. I like the like that it gets
multiple.
Yeah, he eventually says it. Alec Baldwin's character eventually says it because he's like, I feel like that's what Medgar said. Merle says Medgar used to say that, and then he eventually says it, which is basically saying like, I'm sticking with this until I die.
Yeah. Merle she's quoting her husband here, but she says, when you hate, the only person who suffers is you, because most of the people you hate don't know it and the others don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a good way to think about
it. Again, Charlie Evers there when they talk about the musician selling his soul for the guitar skills, and then when he leaves, he says, "Devil, if you're listening, I won't sell my soul for any guitar lesson or for no guitar lessons, but I will sell my soul for that," referring to justice for his little brother.
Yeah, that's good.
Last but not least, I know if I ever got in the same room with Byron De La Beckwith, as God is my witness, I'd wrap my hands around that chicken neck of his and snap it in half, and nobody would be able to stop me. Charlie Evers, man, he was Bill Cobbs in this movie was great. 2 of my 4 quotes came from him in his 2 minutes in the movie.
2 minutes, yeah, he's good. Biggest laugh, cry, scare, or thrill for you?
I got teared up at the end. When she was like, it's been a long journey. Like that, I couldn't help feel like, God, how many poor women went through that mess? This is just one of many of our leaders of the civil rights movement. So they referred to the 3 boys, the younger kids that were killed. It's one of many stories, and ones that we'll never know. And that, like, I think by the end, as bad of a movie as it was, the message was still received.
Right. Yeah, and you might have some movies in your pairings that are better movies than this that you would recommend over. Yeah, I've got
Chicken neck is crazy. Exactly.
The biggest laugh I have, it comes from one of our other Charlies. Bobby says, I think about her keeping this thing alive all the time. Imagine a woman loving a man so much. She's referring to Merle. And Charlie Crisco says, hell, I can't even get a woman to love me while I'm still alive. You know what I did after my last divorce? I took up golf. A man needs a hobby to occupy his mind, or he'll start doing crazy things like drinking too much or chasing 26-year-old murder cases across the Mississippi Delta.
Man, William H. Macy is such a nice little bit of comic relief.
Yes, he's great. I'm glad he's having the 90s that he's having. Like, we're coming off Fargo, and he's doing good. Yeah, he's doing really good. Anything else under that category?
No.
All right, most WTF ridiculous moments of the movie.
I had the accents.
Yeah,
yeah, just one of the worst I think that I've ever seen. Just like the on and off exaggerated country. Them kids.
Well, one of those kids is country AF.
Yeah, I mean that. Maybe they all are, but it did not feel. It did not feel real. Daddy, can you tell me about and even him, Alec Baldwin. Man, there were times that he turned it on and he turned it off in the same scene.
That's what I like about Craig T. Nelson, Coach's character. He doesn't ever turn anything on or off. He's Coach.
The lime Jello, that was a shitload of Jello. Like
Man.
they come out of that cafeteria in the hospital and they just both got a shitload of Jello. And then it's mentioned. He's like, "Is it because I bought you the lime Jello?" And I'm
Oh
like,
my
God, yeah. I mean, you did buy her $5 worth. Uh,
If somebody took me, if I was a doctor and he took me on a date in my own hospital, I'd be so mad.
I bought you a shitload of Jello.
That's sweet. That's love, baby. Shitload
Yeah,
of
man.
Jello.
I thought the mom just dipping.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
it even says, "I'm not taking the kids. I just need to go." It's like, man, you're the reason for domestic violence.
Jesus, don't say that.
No, that's actually true. That's a joke. That's a joke. Nothing.
Clip it, definitely. Yeah, again, it's another one of these points in this movie that this movie should not be about the Alec Baldwin character. It should be about somebody else. Like, I do not care about your terrible wife and her terrible family, and even your racist ass family as well. Like, I don't need that, because here's one of my WTFs is the fact that so much racism is happening around Alec Baldwin that he doesn't say anything against it. His dad says the N-word with him at lunch, and he doesn't think twice about it. He's just like, "Oh yeah, that's just my dad." That's my
And
dad.
his father-in-law has so many racist, like probably murder trial weapons that this one didn't even make the wall. It just made the trunk.
This is just the trunk of guns from, killing black
murder
people.
trials. Yeah.
He's a collector.
That's one of my ridiculous moments. That's such a chaotic scene. But they just burst into the house and she's like, "Please leave, please leave, please leave," and he just won't.
Yeah,
and just keeps going through stuff.
And that's why he brought the kids, though, so he could she couldn't throw them out.
That worked well.
Yeah. There's a scene at the beginning after the murder, after the trial, and Byron Delebecq with it, gets a mistrial. He gets a parade. There is a transition from Byron Delebecq with like waving and having all this. There's a transition to Whoopi as Merle crying as she's scrubbing the pavement where her husband got shot. And I'm like, this is terrible. That was awful. Whoopi's not doing a great job in this scene at all. I hated it so much.
What was your WTF at the end?
Oh, Whoopi says, "Yay, Medgar." She's
that was bad. I was getting it. She was getting me with like,
yes,
it's been a long journey, all of that, and then yay, Medgar.
Yay, Medgar. It was bad. That was bad. So bad.
Dude, yeah.
I have a few others.
Okay. Sorry to jump you ahead.
No, you're good. Singing Dixie and then deciding, I'm not going to sing Dixie to my kids anymore because I'm not racist anymore.
He had that Dixie Chicks epiphany.
Yeah, we're the chicks now.
We don't do that no more.
We don't represent Dixie anymore. No, yeah, it is that. Well, I'm not going to sing you kids Dixie because you like it to go to sleep anymore because I'm not racist and we shouldn't
We're switching to Old MacDonald.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Old MacDonald. Come on. I hated it.
With a boo-boo here and a boo-boo there.
Yeah, gosh. There's another thing. There's one point in the movie where DeLauder's like talking about this case, and it's not because of racism and evil and everything. It's because Medgar Evers had children, and he's a father just like Medgar Evers. He emphasizes it so many times. I'm like, yeah, I get it. You're a dad and you have kids too, but like, that's not the point of this trial. Like, he was killed because he was black, and you're not acknowledging that is the reason. You're just like, I got to defend this trial because I've got kids and he had kids. I'm like, I don't care.
Man, I thought it was pretty what the fuck too, how quick he switched back. And like, let's be clear. The last thing I want to be called if I'm trying to help a woman with a trial that's 30 years old the last thing I want to happen is to be brought into being like, oh, this racist white piece of shit. I don't want to be brought into being called that. But like how quickly he switched back and said something like, she's just like the rest of them.
Yes, I hated that scene because she's like, she won't let me try this trial because I'm white.
Because I hid the gun from her.
Because I hid the gun. I'm like, yeah, I'd be pissed
Who
off
is it?
too.
It's the new wife that says something so profound of like, of course she doesn't trust you because you don't trust her.
Yeah.
You dumb piece of shit. You dumb white piece of shit. Say hello to a new one there, you white pieces of shit.
And then he calls Murley on the phone and like guilts her into like letting him be the lawyer for this. And she's like, you just changed my mind. It's like, no,
silly,
that's not how it
man.
works. That's not how it works at all. The other thing, I don't know if you caught, it was during like a montage. They're exhuming the body of Medgar Evers, and they make it a point to say like, oh, Medgar Evers' body is in really good shape. I don't care. I read into this because I was like, what the hell are they talking about? There's no way this body hasn't decomposed any. Yeah. But though they show Medgar Evers' body like it just happened yesterday. I was like, that is not what that guy's body looked like. I promise you. It really pissed me off because I was like, yeah, there's a lot of his body that's probably still like not decomposed because of like the formaldehyde and the preservation and everything. But he ain't looking like he's brand new, just come out of the grave. So that pissed me off too.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to my little rant about bias, man. It's just hard to turn it off with a person like this. I think that's what James Woods does so well. Just does a great portrayal of one of those people, and is very easy to hate. And I think a person that could very easily be convicted of a crime that maybe they didn't commit because they're so hateable.
Yeah, it's crazy. What was your do you have any more WTFs or anything?
That's it on WTFs for me.
All right, what was your favorite music moment?
My favorite music moment is we get is back to Charlie again.
Yeah.
We're gonna play the blues all night for my little brother.
Yeah, and like the entering or the whole discussion about Robert Johnson and selling his soul to the devil and everything. That song is called Walking Blues. There are very few recordings of Robert Johnson out there, so this is a
Did you have the same reaction where when Bobby went in and was like, "Oh, Robert Johnson"? I was like, he wouldn't know what that is.
No, he wouldn't. Not at all.
No, that was that I was like, because this is the problem with this movie. He should be like, what is this?
And then I tell you, this is Robert
Johnson.
Johnson.
He can learn. Yeah, learn you. Yeah. Oh yeah, Robert Johnson. I know this.
I've been to the crossroads in Mississippi where Robert Johnson supposedly sold his soul to the devil.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a pretty cool little town there. Morgan Freeman has a blues club there. It's a cool little town. It's not much there, but it's cool. There's a good barbecue place there. So if y'all are ever wanting to go down to Mississippi, it's not that bad. All right, who gave the best performance in this movie?
Oh man, this is of all the movies we've talked about. I feel like even in some of the ones that I didn't like that much, like Basketball Diaries, always comes to mind.
Yeah,
some of the ones from Sex Month this year. Sex Month, baby. Some of those even were not my favorite movies, but I feel like throughout all of them, there's been a pretty standout performance.
Yeah,
and I'm with you. Like I don't love Whoopi's performance. I don't love Alec Baldwin's performance, and so it's almost got to go to our side characters and like James Woods, the bad guy, because in all of their short time in the movie combined actually makes it a little more bearable.
I even put James Woods sadly next to it. That's what I was like, this guy the whole time. Yeah, but you're right. The other two, Bill Cobbs and William H. Macy, are doing the best work. And like why did we have to cast I'm talking about some of the worst performances that, like, why did we have to cast Benny Bennett in there? Like, why did we have to have the real guy? No offense to Benny Bennett, you did a great thing helping out with the trial and everything, and
Yeah.
not being a racist POS, but like, we didn't need him in this movie.
Yeah, it's yeah. I like we've talked about several other times. I think there's a good movie here, but execution wise, it's kind of a shame. But and I think that's because I think the actual lady was consulting on the movie a lot, and so I think maybe she deserved a better portrayal of things.
Yeah. She absolutely did. Now, if you could recast this movie with either in the year 96 or 2026, yeah, you probably would. Who would you choose?
Here's where I spent probably my most time. I saw that Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise were both sought after for Bobby's role. So I thought it would be cool to see the Tom Hanks version of this for sure. I don't know about Tom Cruise. I mean, we're coming off Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
So interesting to see him as a lawyer again, and maybe why he didn't take it. And then Kevin Costner and Dennis Quaid, I think, could have been cool to see as Bobby.
Yeah, I had Kevin Costner down. I also had Tommy Lee Jones down, but I think Tommy Lee Jones could have been good in the Dilla Beckwith role too.
Yeah.
But I think he would have been an interesting Delauder, just because, like, I don't know, he gives that he's already Southern. You don't have to worry about his accent. He's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know. There's something about like a no nonsense Tommy Lee Jones in this role would fit it better than anybody. So I had Kevin Costner down though too, because
from early I've got either Angela Bassett or Oprah.
Yeah, Angela Bassett would have killed it. Just freaking killed it.
I also think that Gene Hackman, after what was it? I'm drawing a blank on the movie, the Shootout movie that we watched with him.
The Shootout movie. Oh, Quick of the Dead.
Yeah. After him, he was such a great villain in that movie.
Oh man,
I think he'd be a good racist.
Yeah, he would be. He racist pieces of shit. I thought Willem Dafoe, maybe. I mean, James Woods does a good job. Willem Dafoe obviously is another creepy guy, but could fit in to that Byron Della Beckwith role there too.
Yeah, that's my 96.
What about 2026?
2026 for Bobby, I've got Josh Hartnett.
I like that. I considered putting him down.
John Bernthal.
I considered putting him down as well.
The Punisher. And Glenn Powell.
I could see Glenn Powell doing this. I could see that.
Yeah.
I had Josh Lucas, who is a Southern. I feel like he's a Southern actor. He was in Glory Road. That was probably his best, or Sweet Home.
Oh yeah,
that guy. I had him
That's
for like my Bobby character. He's a little bit older. He's in his 50s now, but
he was great in Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, I forgot about. I love Ford versus Ferrari. That's a good movie. I had Bill Hader as Byron Della Beckwith.
Ooh.
Or would I? Perfect. But would I laugh a lot? Because he could kill it.
Well, and I feel like that there could be some that could work.
Yeah.
Where there was more satire to, like, more mocking of the racism than like, and going up maybe even more over the top with it. Yeah, that's good. We got Woody Harrelson.
Oh yeah, he could do it. He would be good at it.
Oh yeah, Sam Rockwell.
Oh, well, he pretty much did it in Three Billboards. He's pretty racist in that movie.
I think that's why and then Michael Shannon has always just had that kind of creepiness to him.
Michael Shannon would be a good one too. Matthew McConaughey could even do Byron Del. There's like that kind of actor there that could nail this role. I put Adam Driver too. I was like, maybe Adam Driver could be a good Beck with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I think one of my pairings makes me think of Adam Driver.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But did you have anybody from early?
I didn't.
And
Kiki. I put Kiki in everything.
Yeah, I'd put Kiki in anything. I'll watch it. It was because of The Help. I think after looking at the cast of The Help, I was like, that's why I thought of Viola Davis.
Viola Davis would be
Octavia Spencer.
Viola Davis would kill.
Yeah,
kill
Viola
it.
Davis.
She would kill it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, fun facts that you learned about this movie, or again, not tons of fun facts.
No, not a whole lot of fun, but and like I want to be careful about this one because it's funny to me and fun to me, but like I don't mean to be offensive at all, but like finding out that when they were showing this on TV originally, did you see this one?
Yeah, go for it. This is a good one.
That they were replacing the N-word on TV with Nibbler, Nibbler, Nibbler.
Insane. Just say it.
What a choice! What a wild choice.
Yeah, this is one of those movies where you don't censor it and just let it go.
Yeah,
like
that's
either
like
you blank it out.
Yeah. Ugh.
Nibbler is terrible.
What a wild choice. Like a room full of people made that choice.
Yeah, that was bad. That's real bad.
Yeah. That Delmar, the guy that was like the FBI informant, he was in the parade in the movie. He was an extra. The daughter of Merle is actually MLK's daughter.
Oh yeah, that is. I forgot to put that.
Yolanda King.
Yolanda King, Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter.
She was the daughter in the movie, and then the sons were actually played by Medgar Evers' sons in the movie. I thought that was really, really cool. That to me shows a great amount of effort to bring in people who are actually a part of the story.
Now they're bad actors. I will say that. There's one of the 100%. Sons. One of the sons delivers a line, and I'm like, "What the hell are we doing here?" Like that was bad. But
and you tried a bunch of times, and this was the best try.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough. I appreciate, like I said earlier, like I appreciate the intention, the execution.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah.
I've got a few others, but they're not very fun.
The other ones I have were just like the prosthetics that were used for the makeup is like a gelatin-based appliance, which is the first time that's been used in like old age makeup. I thought the old age makeup actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looked creepy, man.
Which is why it was, he got nominated. Byron Della Beckwith was sentenced to life imprisonment. He died at the University of Mississippi in 2001, medical center in 2001. Just a fun fact for anybody celebrating this movie. Like he died in prison. So that's a good one. Here's one that you probably didn't see because we already talked about Bobby DeLauder a little bit. I thought this was a real fun. He went to prison. We all like it for some things there. But in 2014, Bobby DeLauder self-published his debut novel called Inside the Labyrinth, a Bo Landry erotic thriller. This is a guy who fought for social justice, and now he writes erotic thrillers after prison.
Well, what a life! Prison changed him, man.
Prison changed that guy. I'd love to know who the main characters are in that movie or in that book. I'm buying it right now. Oh God, it already starts out. The description of this book starts out so terrible. Can't even read it on here. Any other fun facts? Those were all mine.
That's it for me.
All right. If Like a Fine Wine and Dish, if you could pair this movie with another movie for a double feature, what would you choose?
Because of how I went yin and yang for my pairing this week, because this movie's not very good and kind of heavy. I tried to pick a couple movies that were around similar topics, but not so heavy and a little bit better, in my opinion. I think The Help is better as a better movie. It's more enjoyable. Remember the Titans? Just throw that
Oh,
out
yeah.
there as just kind of a civil rights issues going on, but in the context of football. If you haven't seen Remember the Titans, watch that. Hidden Figures, and Judas and the Black Messiah.
Ooh, I love Judas and the Black Messiah. That's a great movie. People
Yeah.
should watch that movie. I had The Help as well, because I think in the Help movie, the death of Medgar Evers actually happens in that movie. Like
It does.
that's like a big part of the movie is Medgar Evers getting killed. So I think that's a great pairing. I added Mississippi Burning, which we've already talked about with like A Time to Kill and everything. That's about the murder of those three boys. And then Till, which is about Emmett Till. And his murder. And that is a movie that does it right because it focuses on the mother of Emmett Till and her trying to get justice for her son's death.
Man, that's another WTF moment in this movie. There's a comment about Emmett Till that said in this movie that I would not repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not great. There's a lot of bad in this movie. A lot of bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of all the bad, on a scale of 1 to 5, how likely are you to throw this one on again? Gave it a 2. Nice.
Yeah, I gave it a 2. It's like, to me, this is the kind of movie that I could like easily the default to 1s just across the board. Like, I don't like this. I'm never going to watch it again, but I'm going to go up to a 2 because there's so many good side characters. 1 star.
Yeah.
Because of William H. Macy, because of Bill Cobbs, because of moments from people that are good in this movie. 1 star. Because of the importance of the story. 2 stars.
2 stars. I like that. I actually like that. That's good rating. I had this at a 1, but you've convinced me. I'm going to 2 as well. Now, overall, what do you think this movie gets? 1 to 5.
It's going to be a 2.5. I started at a 3, but it's like the more I sat with the movie, the more it bothered me that it didn't do the story justice.
Yeah.
So I could be swayed down to a 2. I don't know that I could be swayed back to a 3.
There's no way I go, but you could probably get me maybe up to a 2.5. I've rated this a 2, but yeah, I can't go higher than that.
You're pretty nice too when it comes to rating.
Yeah, like this did not do it for me.
Well, and when you take an intense topic, we've had these before.
Yeah.
When you take an intense topic and then you make a bad movie about said intense topic, it's going to be low rewatchability, going to be low overall rating because it's hard to enjoy a movie about, like, if we talked about Zone of Interest.
Yeah. Better movie.
Yeah.
Hard movie to watch.
Yeah. More intense even because like the act is happening throughout the movie, not just an assassination at the beginning.
Yeah.
Hard to watch a bad movie about an intense topic.
Yeah. It is easy. Like a Schindler's, I mean, we've brought up 2 Holocaust movies here, but like Schindler's List does a very good job of giving you a compelling movie. I think even when we watched Schindler's List, I said, I could actually rewatch this movie. It's not one of those movies where I'm like, God, I never want to see that again. That was like kind of like a Zone of Interest where I'm like, I don't know if I could watch that again, but it really impacted me. And that was a beautiful movie about a very bad thing that happened. But like Schindler's was like compelling and I could watch that again in a weird way. But like
the best example of that is Life is Beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like even a great movie about a tough topic still has a rewatchability of like a 1 or a 2, just in the same way. It was so beautiful and it was so well done. I'm going to give it 2 stars on rewatchability, but it's a 5-star movie.
Yeah.
This one is, like you said, man, I think I would love to even talk to somebody who thought it was a 3-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, who could argue, because I think the white savior thing working against it really is kind of glaring.
It's not very good.
Yeah.
And there are better movies out there. Selma does a better version of this. I mean, hell, even A Time to Kill, even though it is white savior, it does a better job of this movie than this movie does. So it's
Yeah.
unfortunate. There is a good movie here. Till is a better movie, I would say too. But yeah, there are
Still
better
better
movies
than
out there.
Crash.
Still better than Crash. You're right. Well, Steven, thank you so much for doing this movie with me. I know I got you a little bit last second to do this with me, but thank you for doing this with me, hanging out with me and talking about movies with us. Before we wrap up, are there any recent movie recommendations? You've been telling me that you've been watching a lot more movies lately. Is there anything that you would like to recommend to people?
I watched quite a bit. I'll just keep it short and sweet. The couple that I recommend, if you haven't seen Project Hail Mary, it's a solid science, it's space, sci-fi, uh, and I think it's meant for the general public. It's meant to be a family movie. It's pretty clean and likable, and not too sad or not too scary, I don't think. So yeah, it's probably one of the better movies I've seen recently. But I also really liked Rental Family with
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser. Kind of a, I'd say kind of a bummer for sure. Unfortunately, that's my kind of thing. I think that's honestly what was missing a little bit from Project Hail Mary, was it being a little bit more uh, realistic in a sense.
Mhm.
But that's a weird thing to say about that movie.
Yeah. No, but but if you haven't seen that movie, you get exactly what Steven's saying. If you haven't, it sounds a little weird, but I get what you're saying with that movie. Yeah, I got you. What else? Anything else?
No, but I definitely would love to see a version. I love to I think the rewatchability would go up with the use of Nippler.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
Nippler. I would watch a whole movie full of nipplers. That's a weird thing to say out loud. A lot of nipplers.
Lot of Nipplers.
I guess I watched a bunch of like scary adjacent movies this week. I
Okay.
watched Cold Storage, which is a silly movie, kind of a sci-fi movie. Just came out not too long ago, about a spreading fungus that infects people, and Liam Neeson's in it. And Steve Harrington's in it as well. I enjoyed it. It's not great, but I enjoyed it. Forbidden Fruits, which is kind of a witchy movie about like Mean Girls, The Craft, Heathers. It kind of all fits in those genres there. And then I watched a wild movie. This is not one I can recommend. There's only a few people I'd recommend this to. I recommended it to your brother late one night because it is not a movie for everybody, but I really enjoyed how crazy this movie was. It's called Society, and it is one of the strangest. Like, if you thought Crash was crazy, this movie gets freaking wild at the end.
That's what I like. Definitely, I would recommend people follow your Letterboxd. If you don't follow Cody on Letterboxd, you need to, because his Letterboxd reviews are great. Like I love, even if they're movies I'm not gonna watch. I love seeing what you're. Sometimes I'm like, what the hell are you watching?
I'm just watching. Tubi gets me by sometimes, and sometimes I'm just like, Zombievers comes up. Like, I've seen some wild things on Murder Size is another like zombie like movie. Oh my god, I've watched some wonderful movies out there. But yeah. Follow me. And if you want to keep the conversation going, you can also join our Discord server, which is available in the link tree. You can follow us on Instagram, where I put all the postings. I put me and Steven's head on the bodies of people in these movies, or you check out my Letterboxd like Steven was talking about. Now, next week, we are starting a new theme. We are moving into June. We're starting a new theme, and this theme is called Adele Dazeem. And if you get that joke, great. If you don't, each of these movies will feature the wickedly talented John Assance of John Travolta. So we're going to do 3 movies in a row that are all John Travolta movies. It's going to be great. And our first movie that we're starting with, he's an angel, and his name's Michael, and we're talking about Michael next week. So we'll be live next Sunday at 5 p.m. But yeah, that's it. Anything else you got to say to the people?
No, I think no, that's it for me.
That's it.
Racism's bad.
Racism,
Fuck the KKK.
yeah, racism is bad. Fuck the KKK. Be nice to women, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on 52/1996.
We spun the reel through desert storms and courtroom cries. Love letters burned, planes went down, truth hid behind the lies. From snowbound crimes in Fargo streets to agents running wires, we laughed with Gilmore, screamed in masks, lit theaters on fire. It's 52/1996, let the credits roll tonight. Good movies, bad movies, all of them in the same rewind. 1 year, 1 week, every frame gets its time to shine. We'll see you next story on 52/1996.